Hi everyone, so today I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a VOD on Faker's gameplay. So this will be... The reason I'm doing this is because some of my videos are really long, and I don't expect people to just sit there and watch it for like an hour. Right? So I'm going to try to keep this extremely short, or as short as I possibly can. But I'm going to basically... I'm going to break down the most key concepts that you need to do in order to get to Diamond. Okay? It doesn't matter what elo you're playing in. And what I'm going to be telling you does not require mechanics either, right? You could literally play with your fucking toes, and you could probably beat the players in your elo, okay? Obviously, with what I'm telling you. Now, what I'm initially going to explain might seem advanced, but I'm going to break it down. And what will end up happening is you can be able to do this game plan in any lane versus an assassin. Since a lot of solo queue players like to play assassins, I decided to do it versus Zed, which seems to be a really high priority pick for a lot of solo queue players. So, anyways, Faker's jungler is Lee Sin, okay, and Zed's jungler is Elise. And before we even get started, you can already see Zed is trolling because he just got chunked. Faker gets vision, and Zed decides to give him the Q, which is really nice. Already Zed is chunked, so this lane to Faker has already been won. But we're gonna talk about as though this doesn't actually happen in your games. And Zed is full HP, and we're gonna talk as how you would want to play the lane out with Zed being full HP. So already we can see a number of things. So you can play this lane in two ways. First way is let Zed auto, right? So you let Zed auto, and you basically have the wave shove, and you just freeze here. Okay, and you just match the wave clear, and then obviously Lee Sin allows your jungler to level 2 gank, or level 3 gank even, depending on how the lane is being played. The second way, which is the most prominent way of playing the lane, is to simply thin these waves out, okay? Build up a minion wave through last hitting with your range advantage. Through the huge wave that you actually accumulate in the minions, you then push in, harass Zed under tower because of your range melee advantage. You then have to bounce back the next wave, which would be the 4th, 5th, or 6th wave, and then finally freeze the wave here. Play the lanes, play levels 5 to 6, or even 4 to 6, depending on how well you play it out, on this side of the map. Deny vision, or basically force Zed to invest vision onto the side lanes, and then have your jungler come in for an easy gank. Then once you hit level 6 on this area of the map, you then basically shove the wave in, you recall, you get your tier, you come back, and then you just hard shove in. And what that'll end up happening is now Zed is basically denied any left and right side runs. Okay, let's say you shut down the assassin. That might have sounded a little bit overwhelming, but I'm gonna break it down slowly as to how you want to do this. So already, we can quickly go in. You can see Faker is just already last hitting the minions. Okay, you see Zed threw out his Q earlier, which you guys actually didn't see. I should probably play that. So Zed threw out his Q to kill this minion. Faker knows that his Q is down, and Faker is now just going to walk up and just deny anything that happens. Okay? Once again, Zed throws Q, Faker sees the Q cooldown, walks up, gives him an auto, tells him to fuck off. There you go, you know? Just tells him that he can't actually get these minions for free without taking some kind of damage. And now we were talking about, you know, how Faker's going to build up a huge wave, and it's, as you can see, it's already being built up because the second wave just crashed it. Zed throws out Q. Once again, we walk up and we don't let Zed do anything to us. He can't do anything to Faker because he's melee, right? And now once again, we just wait. Now, basically, you can do one of two things. We've acknowledged the fact that Elise started on the right-hand side because bot came relatively late to lane. Okay. And because that's what happened, because that's what happened, we can easily say that Elise's next clear route is going to be from right to left centric, meaning that she has options to go here, options to go top, and then options to obviously invade Krugs. Right? Now we can do one of two things. We can either ward our Raptors and deny Elise coming in from the evasion, which gives our own jungler some intel, which he can then play off of. Alternatively, we can ward here, acknowledge the fact that Elise can't come here, but because this is Korean Challenger, Elise is mind gaming Faker, which she assumes that Faker knows where she started, so she's going to come back from the same angle that Faker assumes that she might not go to actually, and then gank him from there. But if she does that, and she actually comes in from this angle, Lee Sin gets priority in the jungle, because now Lee Sin knows her clear path, she knows her CS, and he knows her movement speed in accordance to what camps are up and how fast she can take them, right? And now when this happens is basically, if she does do this, her clear is now basically suboptimal, which would basically put your jungler ahead. So this is basically, as you can see, Faker obviously opts in for the second option, where he simply places the ward next to the over here, so everything is good. And now we're gonna play the same. It's the same thing, just making sure you're not shoving in the wave, right? You want to build a minion wave to crash into the tower. If you crash this small wave into the tower, you're not only giving up mana that doesn't need to be actually used, you're actually losing cooldowns, which then he can trade onto you, and then get these minions for free. So all you need to do is just wait for the wave to build up. Now we can just simply fast forward, and if you look closely, hold on, we'll talk about something in a second. So if you look closely, Faker acknowledges the fact that he's going to give up minions, but he's not going to give up a cannon wave, or a cannon minion. So the second Zed turns to the cannon, Faker's going to throw his full combo. This is not a prediction. This is simply just a timing, which you can do. You don't need mechanics for this. All you need to know is hit your skill shot the second Zed wants to look for this cannon. And watch, the second he looks for this, he's going to throw. So right here, he throws the animation out for the Q, Zed gives him a QE. Or Faker gives him a QE auto, and now simply backs up. Right? And now it's step one all over again, where Faker is just simply trying to crash the minions. He's even making some misplays because he said that he missed a cannon, but it's okay. And now all Faker is doing is just simply shoving in the wave. Right? Zed is now making really awkward tilt decisions because of that combo he just threw out, and now gives Faker ample opportunity to go ahead and harass him. And even Faker himself says, "What the fuck was that?" You know? So that was a mistake from Zed. And now he's just going to crash the wave. Okay, so another thing is happening. We've acknowledged the fact that Elise is top lane. Okay? And because Elise is top lane, we now tab out. So not tab out, but we tab. We can basically say that if we acknowledge the fact that these two camps are up, we can basically say that Elise is going to do the skirmish in top lane, go back to farming, have about 30 seconds farming both the camps, and then recalling for 10 seconds, and then finally coming back onto the right-hand side, maybe with mobility boots in about, I would say, 7.5 seconds or maybe 8 seconds. You can basically add these numbers up, right? And then basically add these numbers up to the current game timer to estimate at what time Elise will be onto the right-hand side of the map with mobility boots. Obviously, this is an extreme example because Elise goes mobies, but other junglers don't. So you can obviously add a little more seconds to that. And then obviously, if that's the case, you can just ward in accordance to where she would. If you want to actually fight her and you do believe that you can win the 2v2 and you're confident, you can go ahead and place the bait ward here. Otherwise, you simply just ward onto the left-hand side and then just play left-centric onto the lane. Or otherwise, you can even ward here and then just play left-centric. Obviously, if your jungler is on this side as well. So lots of things happening. So we see that Elise gets first blood, which is fine. And now once again, Zed's trolling because now he's tilting into Faker, where he doesn't have the discipline to actually give up and concede the lane or give up the advantages he's already messed up on. And even Faker acknowledges that was a really weird combo he just did, and now he just gives him a QE. And now Zed is completely fucked. He's completely butchered the lane, right? If you were Zed, don't lose discipline, right? But the challenger Korean Zed, he lost discipline in the lane, and now he's in trouble. And now, once again, we were talking about the game plan. We hard shove the wave, we harass under tower, which exactly is what Faker is doing. Zed acknowledges the fact that he's going to lose too much HP, so he backs up. Zed's in lower, MMRs won't do that, they'll stand over here, and if they do, you give him a Q. And now Faker's actually not going to hit any of these minions. He's just going to let this shove into him, and then freeze over here. So we can just quickly watch what happens here. Actually, while we're doing this, I'm just going to quickly go over some of my recordings, because... Okay, perfect, it's still recording. Okay. Now, the reason I'm tabbing out, actually, is because I've been having some OBS issues lately. So I'm just being a little careful, because some of the videos come out really badly. Anyway, so we can acknowledge the fact that Elise isn't actually on the right-hand side of the map yet. So this ward is actually a little too early, especially with the fact that this wave is shoving in. And because this wave is shoving in, we know we're going to play the lane over here, meaning this ward is absolutely useless. Right? Enemy bot lane is in way too much pressure to actually make use of Lulu's roams onto the mid lane. So this is not a good ward, but it doesn't matter. It's really minor. And here, if you notice, it's just last hitting again. We're just last hitting and we're having Zed shove us in. We don't want to shove out. And what we actually want to do is we're actually standing next to the minions, enticing Zed to combo so that he hits all these minions so it shoves in, while at the same time depleting our own HP. Right? Because if you do that, then the wave shoves in, which is good. Alternatively, you don't want to hit these minions, because if you hit these minions, the wave shoves back into Zed, which is really good for him. And he misses the Q. This Q was a mistake by Faker. The reason for that is because 1, he missed, and 2, he actually dimmed the wave, which he didn't need to. So it's just a misplay from one of the world's best players. And now we see Elise recalling, right? So we can assume that, hey, she's got mobies, and now, you know, we got to be careful. Now, if you look at this combo, the reason Faker threw out this combo is because Zed has incentive to hit this minion, right? So Zed wants this minion. We don't have to have mechanics to aim. We don't need to aim. We just need to estimate. We throw out wall, Q, he's dead. Or he's not dead, but he takes a shit ton of HP. Lots of damage. And once again, gets hit. Faker gives him Q, QE auto, and ducks up. And now, look closely how he's not actually going to auto any of the minions, right? Faker's not going to auto any of the minions. He's just going to freeze. And by freezing, it actually denies more minions than simply autoing and shoving the wave in. Elise's bot, which is to be expected because we already talked about her next route. And now Zed is in mid. He's level 5. And now what's happening is because now we know that we can't really freeze this lane. Because if we do, we lose too much mana, right? In addition, Zed wants to kill all these minions. So if he does kill all these minions, this gives us ample opportunity to go ahead and hit him with a combo because he's on cooldown now, right? But what we basically did is we denied level 6. We denied the assassin from getting on top of us, right? We denied Zed from actually making any awkward roams onto our team. And now we're safely farming level 5 to 6 around our tower, along with forcing the enemy mid laner to invest vision on the sides of the lanes, giving our jungler opportunities to go ahead and ward, right? So far, the only thing left now is to simply get level 6 and then just like hard shove, but recall before that you start hard shoving the next few waves. But Faker does get 6 off this. Lee Sin sees this and then he looks for he looks for something. Just give me 1 second. Just have to check something. Perfect. Okay. And here Lee Sin sees that this is looking like something, so he actually goes ahead and ganks. Now, if you were the jungler, don't do this, and the reason for this is because your mid wants to farm, right? But Lee Sin goes anyway, so we're just gonna do it anyway. We're just gonna go and fight. Now Zed actually blows flash here. He actually flashes. Actually, here in a second. Like right here, he just flashes. And the reason we were able to get Zed's flash is because we played out the lane level 1s, level 2, and level 3 really nicely. We set up ourselves for level 4, 5, and 6. Okay? And now Zed is flashless. We are now level 6. We're out of mana, but it's irrelevant because we're looking to recall. We have enough gold for tier anyway. So now all that's going to happen is really simple. He's going to get tier. This happens, but don't worry about that. So basically, he's going to get tier. Okay? And now you've denied the fact that the enemy assassin can roam onto your team. Right? All you've done now is you, with your advanced wave, with your higher wave clear, just keep shoving him in, denying these ganks. And then what you can do with this is basically walk with your jungler through pushing, and then begin to take escort the enemy out of her jungle. And then basically that allows your team to actually not die from the enemy jungler. In addition, because you have higher push priority, you can actually get the tower faster, meaning that this is unlocked and then tower and rift are unlocked, right? And then what ends up happening is if rift is unlocked, bot is unlocked because you can then rift in bot lane, which then means top is unlocked because now they lane swap, right? And then now the top lane is under a ton of pressure as well, especially in lower elo. So it can really add up. It can really snowball. Now I'm gonna fast forward, and as you can see, you see Faker going down for a bot lane gank and kills the Ezreal, and they can't do jack shit, right? And now as I fast forward into the game, you're gonna see obviously the tower go down, right, because of the push. And now you're just going to see that Faker and his jungler are just in the enemy jungle. And they're just fucking up, Elise as much as possible. And once again, getting as many objectives as possible. And this is helping them win the game, right? So a good mid laner, once again, can win the 1v1 with one of the greatest mid laners. They can win the 2v1, and that's exactly what Faker did. And he did it without any like advanced mechanics. All he did was just basic game knowledge, basic understanding of what he needs to do, and the discipline to actually do it. So this is honestly all you really need to do to actually climb Elo. And I really hope that it helps you guys out. So good luck on the ladder.